Hey everybody, this is Cyntes with Leo's Workshop, back with another one in the Big Easy state. I hope you like this one. This is something I'm making for my mom. She wanted it, so it's a little shelf you can put books and whatever you decide to, put shoes on there, whatever it is. But I hope you like it. On this project, we'll be using 3/4 inch plywood, and we'll be making a total of 7 cuts all together. The first 2 cuts we'll be making at 36 inches, 2 of them at 36 inches by 14 inches for the legs, and 1 at 37 inches by 14 3/4 for the top piece, and for the bottom piece 37 inches by 14 inches. And for the 3 shelves that we'll be making for it, at 37 inches by 13 3/4 for the shelves that we'll be using. And after that, we took it to what we call the monster, our radar arm saw, and cut it down to its actual length. And for the scrap pieces that we had left, what we usually do is use them to make birdhouses. When we turn the camera to the side, you probably see some birdhouses behind the back of us, or to the side of us. We always use the scrap piece to make birdhouse. And here we are cutting the face frame. We're just cutting it down to side and set it aside for a little later use. And then we took some 2x4 and took it to the planer and started planing out the 2x4 to make some moldings for the shelf that we were building. We ran across doing moldings when we was doing the shoe rack. Usually we used to just go to the store and buy some molding and just put it to our project, but we started doing our own molding. You find yourself paying way less. It's much cheaper. I can buy the 2x4 for like $2 and make a lot of different type of molding that I want. So it's easier to make your own molding rather than go to the store and pay so much to buy somebody's molding. And we started routing it down like we wanted to do. And we used 2 type of router bit, and a little later on we'll show you the 2 different type of router bit that we used. The first one that we used was a round over bit, and the second one that we used was a cove bit. And we'll be showing you in a little while the picture of them so you can see exactly what we use. So to your left side, this is the round over bit, the first one that we use, and the one that's on the router is the cove bit. So we just continue to use our router, and using the router you can see a lot of wood dust just flying out. We need to get the little piece, the adapter piece, to hook it to our router so we can have less dust. And you can see all the dust flying. You can look at my shirt, see all the wood dust that's on my shirt. That's why I always use a respirator or use something. I couldn't find a respirator I usually use, so I had to use this little dust mask here. And we took it to the table saw and cut it down to size. So we want to make sure we cut all of them that we needed rather than cutting every piece that we need, and they were different size. So we just cut them all down at one side and just set it for a later use when it's time to put it on. And here's the picture of the first one that we made with the round over bit. It came out pretty good. And here's a picture also of the last one that we made using the cove bit. You can make all different types of molding using different type of router bits. And they came out pretty good. And then after that, it was time to start doing something we don't really like to do, but that's part of the project, starting to sand. And it looks like, we enjoy doing the sanding, but that's the part I hate doing, but that's the part that you want to make sure that you do it pretty good and make it real smooth. I started off using the 120 grit and down to 220, and that's pretty much all you need to do to make it real smooth. So I sanded everything on both sides, and after that I took the molding and even sand them down by hand to make sure that it was smooth. And after that we started putting the pocket holes for everyone or every piece that needed them. And there was not too much pocket holes in this project. I can't give you the exact number, but it was not too much at all. And now it was time to start putting it together. That's the easy part. That's the fun part of the project I love doing, is putting it together. So we started using all our screws that we needed, had everything on hand, and started to put it together. And here you see I'm using the Craig jig for the holes for the shelves, and I put that little plywood at the bottom to make sure that all sides are level. So when I go to the left side, to the right side, it all stays level. And I'll leave a link at the bottom so you can see exactly what I was using. You can go to click the link and you'll see the exact picture of the jig that we use. And we putting the face frame right here together. And we're putting the glue on the shelf so we can put the face frame together. And I was putting it upside down. I don't know why I done that, but I'm so used to doing it, so I just put it upside down and put it together and started screwing it together. Everything came out pretty good. Now the holes that's in there, you can leave it like that, or you can always plug up the holes. And on this project, I just plugged them up. I just want to make it look real good for my mom. And we was cutting the round arc for the legs, and you'll see a picture of it when we start to put it together. When we started to put it together, rather than just videotaping the whole thing, I just took some pictures, and you can see the legs right there. And even started putting the molding on there also. And just started to take some pictures while we was working. And this is the piece right here of the molding using the cove bit. And it was not too much, it was just for both sides and a small piece for the front. I done the front a little different, and we were just plugging up the holes. And on the back you can put glue, but you don't really need it. But I was using 1/2-inch brad nails for it. For the back piece. Then when I was finished with that, I just wanted to see how everything looked. So I wanted to put the shelves in just to see how it looked. It was an easy project. But if I missed anything or I didn't explain something to you, at the bottom you can always leave me a message and I can get back to you as soon as I can. And right here, we're getting ready to use the edge banding with the iron to iron it on and finish the other side. So everything was good. So we have to just take it all apart and start now to put some wood stain on there. I put a dark color wood stain. I forgot exactly what color wood stain I used. And we're just putting it on there. And I was using a rag. I also tried to use a sponge to put it on there, but it was not going like I wanted to go. I usually use the wood conditioner so you don't have no like blotch spots. But for what I was gonna use it for, my mom was gonna use it for, it was not gonna be out too much in the open where everybody could see it, but it ended up turning out pretty good. No matter how I put the stain on there, it came out pretty good. So now it was time after I let it dry, and New Orleans was pretty cold, so I had to let it dry for a long time. Usually I wait like 6 to 8 hours, but I had to wait a little longer since it was cold. So after that, the first coating was dry, I ended up putting the second coating on there. And then after that, we start to put some polyurethane on there, to put some paint on there to bring out the color. And you can see when we start to paint it using the polyurethane, you can see how the color start to come out. And on this one, we're gonna end up putting at least 2 coating of polyurethane on there to give it a smooth finish. Not too smooth, because I wanted a rough look, but I wanted to make it a little smooth for my mom. When I start to do the top, you'll see exactly what the polyurethane usually does, how it brings out the color to the project. And there was something also I didn't mention, like for the 3 shelves, or even stained color of yellowish look. And you can see right there, putting the polyurethane on, you can see how it brings out the color. When I start to do the top, you're gonna see it a little more clearer. Now my light in the background was not all that good. This was very early in the morning. I was just trying to get it done. The family was meeting all together. So I just wanted to get it done and bring it for my mom and presented it to her and make sure she liked it. So I was just fine tuning everything and making sure I had enough time where it could get dry before I could take it out to her. If not, I had to leave it for another day. But that day was very hot and it ended up getting dry enough. Now we had to let it dry, and here you have it, the finishing product, what it's looking like. It ended up turning out pretty good. You see the yellowish color in the inside of the wood I was talking about. And here we are taking some more freestyle picture. Well, this concludes my video. I hope you like it, and don't forget to press the subscribe button and the like. Give me thumbs up for more to come. See you later.
Ready? Go!
Give me that! You almost had it.
Put that right here. Put that right here.